Everybody, hope you're enjoying your summer. Welcome back to another episode of the Posted Up with Chris Haynes podcast here on Yahoo Sports. It's the off season, and you guys know NBA off season is really not an off season when you're talking about news and things like that, and especially now that you got summer league games with programs, where it's the Drew League up there, games in Seattle, Tacoma, Atlanta, everywhere. But my next guest is not in any of those locations right now. He's back in Milwaukee, and I'm telling you, this my brother who's a joy, man. I love this brother. You know, always good to catch up with him. Milwaukee Bucks forward Bobby Portis Jr., who just re-signed with the Bucks, 4-year deal, man. Bobby, how you doing, brother? What's the rush, man? What's the urge? We talked to you earlier. You say you're Milwaukee. What's the urge and rush to get to Milwaukee this early, BP?
Obviously, get around some of the younger guys. I'm 27, but as a low-key veteran in this league, I think it's important that, guys that, know the system and know on the city zone, to hang out with some of the younger guys, be around them in the gym, work out with them, and things like that. But, aside from that, I just get a peace of mind here in Milwaukee, man. So that's one of the reasons why I like it here for sure.
Well, BP is here on behalf of Goldman Sachs Wealth Management. He's here to discuss his advice for this year's rookies, and we're going to get into that a little bit later on. I want you to definitely expand on that, BP. But, man, BP, take me through your summer, man, your offseason. First, you had people really didn't know what you were going to do. You had a player option, and you had a tremendous season, the best season, statistical season of your career. You were on the verge of, people felt like you should have had serious all-star consideration. You opt out, got this New Year deal. Was it a whirlwind for you as far as free agency goes, or did you pretty much know what the outcome was going to look like?
I'm gonna keep it real, man. Obviously, when there was like 5 teams with cap space this summer. So, looking at those teams and compare them to the team I'm on now, I just think it just made more sense for me to be where I'm at now, man. Obviously, I have a ton of support here. We have a great team. We have a realistic chance of winning the championship, at least one more in these next 4 years that I signed. So, when you look at the league, there's always a pool of 7 to 8 teams who have a realistic chance of winning. I think our team has a realistic chance of winning. So, obviously, that was one point, but like I said, I get a peace of mind here. Obviously, when you bounce around the league a little bit, and not just you that bounces around, but you got to carry all the stuff that you have with you, around too. So, when you do that 3 or 4 times, and when you finally find a place that, you can call home, that's fun to play basketball in, it's a joy. I'm back having fun again on the court, being my true, authentic self, and playing with great teammates, having great coaching staff in the front office that believes in you. It just makes sense. But obviously I had a busy summer this summer, doing more networking than anything, putting myself in, uncomfortable situations and things like that, trying to do more business-oriented things to, network and things like that. But it's definitely been a great productive summer for myself.
Bobby, I'm curious, man. Like you've been in stops, Chicago, Washington, New York, and the fact that you have so much emphasis to be in Milwaukee, this early, trying to mentor the young guys and get them integrated to the NBA season. I'm curious, did you have vets like that for you when you were a youngster, trying to integrate yourself? And who were those guys?
It's the 2 guys that I talk about who was like vital to my NBA career. Was Gibson and Joakim Noah, man. Obviously we're all similar. We wear our hearts on our sleeves. We go 110% each and every day. So being able to be around those guys, especially for a young guy in this league, because, like most guys that come into the league, like some guys aren't going to just be starters from day one, so you have to really build out your career and find your niche, find your role in this league on, what you can do to help a team, win. So obviously those guys are really, really vital to my NBA career. Just telling me to always stay ready. That's one of the biggest things they always said. Stay ready, stay ready. Things happen in this league. Players get hurt, players get traded. You never know what coach is going to throw you out there for your opportunity. One opportunity that you go out there and you do your thing can set you up, for more minutes. Didn't really understand that growing up as a rookie because, I'm highly rated high school player, go to college, I'm a starter. Always been a starter my whole life. And then I get to the NBA, I'm DMPs, 10 DMPs in a row, 15 DMPs in a row. Not really understanding, like, why me? But now I understand that you have to go through the highs and lows that the NBA, takes you through to get to where you want to get to. But it's definitely important that veterans, are coming back to help the young guys out. That's one thing I tweeted out about a month ago, man, that, younger teams, need to have more veterans on younger teams. Some of these teams, we having, guys that's 25, 26. That's the oldest guys on the team, not the OGs on the team, the 34, 35-year-olds that have been through, the highs and lows that the league takes you through your career to, groom the younger guys, to tell them their stories. Like, all that things matters to me. So being around the younger guys is definitely important. You build chemistry, you build camaraderie, and that's what we all about here in Milwaukee. Is just, building good habits.
And those two guys you mentioned, talking with Bobby Portis Jr. of the Milwaukee Bucks, those two guys you mentioned, you play their position. You're immense. Like, did you ever, when you were a young guy, did you ever question, like, damn, are they giving me the real? Like, do they really want me to get better or take, you know what I mean? Like, how was that dynamic?
Nah, man, not at all. They had a culture, like, when I first got to the Bulls, obviously when all those guys either, got traded or re-signed with other teams, they had a culture in place. Gritty, hard-nosed basketball. Might get ugly, might not score 100 points, but we're going to play hard each and every day. We're going to give our all to the team, and everybody's locked in. So obviously they had a culture set in place that every guy that got drafted there or came through that organization, everybody was locked in and tight. It wasn't, this is a rookie thing. This new rookie is coming to take my shine, nothing like that. They didn't treat me like that. These guys invited me to dinner, to their houses all the time, showed me the ropes, told me some of the things I'm going to go through my NBA career, whether it's girls, money, or whatever it is. Like, you need those OGs on the team to help the younger guys. And I'm definitely, shout out Joakim Noah, shout out Taj Gibson, man. Those guys were pivotal for my NBA career, my rookie year, and still to this day, I can call these guys right now. I call these guys if I need anything, if I need advice about anything, they're still right there. So definitely my big bros, and shout out to them for sure.
No doubt. And BP, when you look at this Milwaukee team, I think the summertime, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you're listening to predictions and people talking about the teams that's going to compete, but I think a lot of people forget that the Milwaukee Bucks were not whole in this past playoff, and you lost in the second round to the Boston Celtics, who ended up going to the NBA Finals to face the Warriors. Are you over how the season ended? Like, how did you cope with that? How are you adapting to that now?
Obviously, to answer the first part of your question, it's Milwaukee, bro. Nobody talking about Milwaukee.
Yeah,
bro.
that's true.
Let's just keep it real. Like, we won't have enough drama going on here. Where, like, we just a bunch of humble guys that come in every day, play for the name on the front of the jersey, play for each other. Like, we're not the LAs of the world, we're not the Chicagos of the world, we're not the New Yorks of the world. There's not much media attention here. I told guys all the time, like, bro, like, we got whooped by 20 tonight by Denver, bro. If it was in New York, bro, it'd get wicked, bro.
Yeah.
I get booed. We won't get booed or nothing. So, like, you got to take that into consideration, too. But to answer your question, man, like, obviously, everybody says, oh, we had Chris, we would have won, this and that. They always throw that narrative out there. But to me, man, it's all about just, it wasn't our time. They played better basketball than we did. They made more shots than we did in the series. They got the 50-50 balls. They got a couple extra possessions that helped them. I remember a couple of times they might have got 2-3 rebounds and they missed them, but that one shot they made was a three, and it's like a gut punch, So just things like that. So obviously, I've been working hard trying to get my body right, trying to, get ready and prep for the next year. Because obviously, when you make it to the mountaintop and you get there, that feeling is just special and different. You got your mom there, you got your close friends, all the people that went through the highs and lows with you, because it's not just you running the race. The people around you run the race as well. When you have a bad game, they feel the effects of you having a bad game. When you have a good game, everybody feels good too. So, like when you get to the championship, when you get to the mountaintop, obviously you want to get back there. And I think that's one of our drives, one of our inspirations for sure. But we just fell short last year. We ain't got no complaints. We gave it all we had. We took them to 7 games. We came down to the wire. It was a hell of a series to play in, fun, competitive, and definitely we'll do that again for sure.
You talked about Milwaukee not getting a lot of attention because there's not a lot of drama going on with that team.
Ain't much going on out here.
But you've been on teams with drama in Chicago and New York.
I've been in a lot of drama places. A lot of drama. I remember they created the narrative. Is it Jimmy's team? Is it D-Rose's team? I remember that narrative they created. Then I remember the narrative they created. Oh, the Knicks signed 5 power forwards.
Yeah, that was crazy, BP.
They said about it. We got 5 power forwards. Like it's just crazy. I'm like, damn, we don't get no love, bro. We get no love.
Hey, everybody was questioning, like, dang, like, come on, now, how many power forwards do you need there? Come on. Golly. But the Knicks, they try to get things straight. We'll see. We'll see how things end up over there right now.
We'll see.
But how refreshing is that, BP? Like to go from situations like that where there were chaos on a regular to being in a place where, like you said, like you can get blew out by 20 one night and at home and you won't get booed. Like it's a different love there.
Man, because it's crazy. Like, I remember it was like January last year, bro. I can remember vividly. Bro, we got our butts whooped, bro, the Denver Nuggets. Like, they smacked us. Like, they smacked us. I ain't gonna lie, they smacked us. Because, like, we had beat them in Denver in December. Then we come back in January and we lose to them. I'm talking about they beat us. They whooped us.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going through the tunnel thinking we're going to get booed or something. Because that's what I'm used to. I'm used to getting booed.
Yeah.
I'm used to, like, we booed by 30 in Chicago or New York. Like, come on, get in the gym. Like, what we doing?
Yeah.
Such and such. Are you guys not working? Wake up the next day and it's on TV. The Bulls lost to the Warriors by 30 or something. Like, I'm used to that. But then when I'm walking through the tunnel and stuff, I'm like, people saying, oh, it's going to be okay. We'll get them next game. I'm like, damn. Oh my God. Appreciate you.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, find you a mate that loves you like Buck fans love their team, love their players right there.
Love them, man. They love beer and they love sports out here.
That's what's up. Beer and sport.
They love beer and sports.
We're here talking with Milwaukee Bucks forward Bobby Portis Jr. He's here on behalf of Goldman Sachs Wealth Management. So, Bobby, look, we're talking about drama right now. A lot of drama going on in that conference right there, the Brooklyn Nets, Kevin Durant situation. We don't know what's going to happen. So, as a player,
it's tricky.
Yeah. So, as a player, I'm pretty sure you got same amount of information as everybody else regarding whatever you hear. When you look at that, what's going on over there, what comes to mind?
I think the first thing that comes to mind is, like, obviously, like, as a basketball fanatic and fan, me personally, my personal opinion, I just think that it's the Rudy Gobert trade kind of slowed it down, like that was a whole lot. Like, that was like, 4, 5, 6 draft picks and 4 or 5 players. That's like 9, 10 players, bro. So, like, not trying to compare the two, but, like, for KD, if I'm Brooklyn, I need it all. You feel me? Like, I need it all. Like, I'm just saying, like, I need it all. KD. At the end of the day, that's Kevin Durant. Like, no matter what, like, KD does on social media, has fun, this and that, whatever comes with it. The man's a hell of a basketball player.
Yeah.
Man does his thing. He's a tough cover. Trust me, we have to play against him in the playoffs. He's tough. Like, gets to his spot, can't really stop him. Takes the whole team. It's a team effort. You feel me? So it's definitely a tough situation for, I guess, the Brooklyn Nets to be in. Obviously, to have one of the best players in the world, one to get traded and put them in a tough situation, because I know they don't really want to trade him, for real. You feel me? But at the same time, they got to make the right decision for the organization. I think that's what the organizations always do: make the right choice for them.
So there was a report that got out by Shams yesterday about KD basically giving the Nets an ultimatum. It's either me or the head coach Steve Nash or general manager Bobby Marks. So Bobby, you played for a coach who made his head coach debut at Fred Hoiberg coming over to NBA. So similar situation with KD, Kyrie, and those guys dealing with in Brooklyn. What did you get from that? I know that was your rookie year coming into it, but what did you gather from that experience of being coached by somebody who hadn't been an NBA coach before?
Obviously, it's growing pains. So my first year in the league, it was still Tibbs' team, kind of, like those all like Tibbs guys, like that was Tibbs' system, how he played. My honest opinion is I never thought Fred Hoiberg really got a chance to get his guys that fit what he really wanted to do. Gotcha. You feel me? I think that kind of takes time, and in the bigger markets, ain't no 2-3 years we waiting. Yep. It's now. Like, we got ticket revenue, we got to have these fans in here, we got to make money off the concession. We got to fill the stadium. It's now. Like, that's what it is. So, and obviously, all those teams want to be in the playoffs and win. So, I think one thing I can really take from it is just the growing pains that come with it, man. Obviously, it's new to them. Obviously, they played in the NBA, but coaching grown men that has their own things going on with basketball and outside of basketball, it's not like college. Like, in college, you can tell these kids to do this and that because all these kids has dreams and aspirations on being NBA players. So they're going to do whatever it takes. And, college, like, camaraderie, like, everybody together. Like, when I was in college, I had 3 roommates. So I would be around these guys all the time and hang out with them. In NBA, you might come to practice, and when you leave practice, you might not even see a teammate. Everybody has wives, kids, whatever they have going on outside of basketball. So definitely the growing pains is one thing, and it's kind of tough when, like, it's the players make more than the coach. So what can you really tell those guys sometimes? Like, it's tough.
Yeah, you can't do much, and that's why it's going to be interesting on the Brooklyn front to see how everything plays out. This is Kevin Durant, top 3 player, maybe higher depending on who you ask. Asking for certain things, and so we'll see how that thing goes. But it's like you said, it's a tricky situation. That's tough.
Tricky situation, man. It's tough, man. Like, it's tough in the league already to, like, build out a career as a player, but I can just imagine the pressure as a coach, because 9 times out of 10, like, they don't really blame. Like, if you're a superstar caliber player and your team loses, like, a big playoff moment or something, like, you'll get some of the blame, but 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, oh, yeah, the coach on the hot seat, it's the coach's fault. Like, he don't put the right players out there, or his lineups, or his schemes, or, like, it's the narrative always get created or comes back to the coach most of the time.
Mm-hmm. And BP, I want to, now that you're a veteran, a great locker room guy, somebody who prides himself on mentoring the young guys, I want to ask you this question. Like, when you went through your thing in Chicago with the incidents you had with your teammate, when you went through that, was there anything in your mind that was like, damn, like, I fucked up, like, is this going to stay with me my career? Like, did I, you know what I mean? Like, what went through your mind? How did you get from there to solid ground now?
Okay, so when the incident first happened, like, truth be told, man, it was like, if you was there, then you understood what happened, because obviously if you're not there, then you can just assume and create any narrative you want to create. Bobby, like, I seen all type of stuff. I sucker punched, or I hit him when he wasn't looking, or such and such. But, like, that wasn't our first time going at it like that. Like, we do that all the time. We both competitors. Obviously, we play the same position, and shit, I want to play and he want to play. It's what it is. If we was in the 90s or 80s, nobody would have cared.
For sure.
You feel me? But the social media world took it to another level, and I was just, like, the most hated, bro. Like, everywhere I went, I heard, like, I would go out to eat, and I would hear people say, oh, yeah, that's such and such, that that hit such and such. So obviously I had a bad stigma and bad, reputation that kind of stuck with me for a while. Obviously, I get it because of the narrative that was created, and just having good people around me just helped change it. I think the biggest thing that changed my, life was the pandemic. Obviously some people say the pandemic, made them lose a lot of money or a lot of businesses got shut down and such, but I got a chance to just go home to Arkansas and be around the people that truly love me and truly care for me. I got back to peace, and now I'm at peace in life. So all the things that used to bother me didn't bother me. I was just sometimes on the court just feel like I had something to prove to everybody, like, oh, y'all can do this, or they said I can't play, or that's all type of stuff I was going through. So definitely getting back to that peace, man, was the biggest thing.
And that's why I think, what you say when you're talking to the young teammates, I think it speaks volumes because you've been through things that most of them probably won't go through when they're getting that scrutiny, social media. Bro. Yeah. Like, and to be able to come back from that, you know what I mean? So I think that's like, you can show like, look, go do your research, young fella, see what I endured and see what it took for me to get to this place.
I had 100,000 mentions, bro. Every time I got on Instagram or Twitter, bro, I had to log out my page, bro. Everybody was talking crazy about me. I was suddenly like, I've always been a humble guy that worked hard and pride myself on family. Like, I've been the same guy my whole life. But then the narrative got created like I'm a bad locker room guy. He's a bad locker room guy. He doesn't have respect, and all he gets technicals on the court. He can't control his anger. No, I'm just a passionate basketball player that want to win. It's just crazy when I come to Milwaukee. Now it's like that narrative is just extinct now. Like it stinks. It's gone. So definitely winning. When you win in this league, and when you do the things the right way, and you treat people the right way, and when you stay down and just go through the highs and lows that the league gonna bring you, because you never know what's going to really happen. Some guys not going to be all-stars. Some guys not going to be superstar players. Some guys never make it past their rookie contracts. So when you take all that into account, man, you got to build out your career, and having good people around you can help you do that if you do it the right way.
BP, a lot of young guys can't stay off of social media. When I say not stay off of it, I mean they reply, say something like I see
some guys, bro, type their name in after the game. That's the worst thing you can do, bro. Why would you type your name in after you just had a bad game, bro? You're going to have 100,000 people saying anything like that's suicide.
They looking for people don't know what he's talking about. Type your name in, put your name in the search key on Twitter or whatever, and see who's talking about you.
I'm like, bro, why would you do that? Like, you can't kill yourself, bro. Like, obviously, like, you don't know who these people are. It's the harsh reality behind it is, bro, some of these accounts that hit you up has 0 followers. And they following 100,000 people, 1,000 people, or 10,000 people. They done got no followers. They just trolling.
Yep.
They trolling you. They making you
and
mad.
You're not the only one they're trolling. They're doing this to countless others.
And you'll never meet these people. You'll never see them. And 9 times out of 10, if you see them in person or you reply to them, hey, I'm a big fan.
Oh, man. Oh, BP, you touching on something, man, that I touch on with a passion. I got to say this real quick, BP. I got to say this. When we came up, the way we came, well, listen, I ain't going to say we. I'm older than you. I just turned 40.
Yeah, man. Everybody think I'm 30. I'm 27. Just so we know. That's clear the air. I am only 27 years old. I've been in the league for a little minute. We all come in young. But I am 27 years old. I am 27, man.
Hey,
That's clear the air.
You said that, BP, not me, man. I know the age, man. No, with BP, I tell my partners this all the time, like, being in this social media era, right? When I grew up, there was no social media. And so if you had a problem with somebody
face to face
growing up in high school, you go face to face.
Call me, bro.
Or call me. But if you had a problem with somebody, but you were intimidated by that individual, you didn't say nothing. You kept it to yourself.
Yeah.
And so in this day and age, you got people who wouldn't do this in person, going on. I feel like it's disrespecting the man code, BP, because look, I don't care if you're a celebrity, somebody I would never meet. As a grown-ass man, I'm not tweeting at another man like just saying some disrespectful. You know what I'm saying?
That's little kid stuff, bro.
That's little, and it's grown men doing this. It's men. That's the problem. Like for the youngsters, like I give you a little bit of pass because you grew up in this area. I still think it's corny, but for the people that's 35 and up, my generation, y'all didn't grow up with this. So this is like stuff y'all been holding in. Y'all been waiting to want to just say some disrespectful stuff and get away with it. Like that's weak to me, man. I have no respect for you.
At my crib, we got boxing gloves, bro. We got some boxing gloves in Arkansas. We got some boxing gloves. So if anybody want to, you understand, you want to hash it out, man, just we let y'all go 4-5 minutes, man. Y'all get it in.
Hey, and that's it. When
it's over, it's over.
It's over. That's it. Hey, man, B. See, you 27, man, but you got an old school mentality, man. I respect it, man.
I'm just chilling, man. You know what I'm saying?
I respect it, man.
Chilling. I ain't with none of that other stuff, bro. I ain't with none of that back and forth, none of that, bro. I ain't with none of that.
Well, BP, I've been saying it throughout this podcast, man. You're here on behalf of Goldman Sachs Wealth Management to discuss your advice that you're giving rookies this year. It's what you wish you knew about, when you were dealing with finances coming up, wealth building, the importance of building the right team around you on and off the court. Tell me why this partnership took place and why is it so important to you?
Obviously when you first making it to the league, you don't really understand like what you really get yourself into. I'm gonna keep it real. Like you don't really understand. Like suddenly, you got a card that don't like has no limit. You got a card that don't got no limit. You got, people that's coming into your life, ask you about certain investments, or you see a nice car or house or whatever you like, jewelry. You're going to get it. So you don't really understand the importance of saving money and building generational wealth. So it's my team at Goldman Sachs. It's the Goldman Sachs, wealth management team has helped me, place myself in a position to build generational wealth. That's our biggest thing. Obviously, I don't have kids now, but one day I will. And I know that me building generational wealth for my kids' kids is vital. Because obviously, the harsh truth and the harsh reality behind playing a sport is like you never know when the end date is. You as a player don't know. Some of us won't be blessed and fortunate to play 20 years. So when you think about guys that come in at 19 and 20, some of those guys will make it past their rookie extension. Some guys pay 10, 15 years. Okay, cool. You come in at 20 and you retire at 35, you play 15 years, you have a long life to live after that. So you want to have enough money saved up to have generational wealth for your kids, and for your own self to live. Because at the end of the day, you got a long life to live, bro. You don't want to spend all your money on some stuff that really didn't matter and some stuff that depreciates and don't appreciate. That's the biggest thing. And with me, man, having the right team around me has really changed my mindset a lot and has helped me grow on and off the court. And I'm just blessed and thankful for them.
And that's game, man. Before I get you out of here, BP, what do you say to those young guys who, there's rookies that come into the league and they think it's an expectation that they have certain jewelry? Because they're probably
think about it, bro. Bro, I swear, bro, I hate to cut you off, but me and all my homies was like, we was talking one day, and I'm like, bro, like when I was growing up watching the draft and stuff, bro, I remember like when LeBron and them got drafted and Dwight Howard and them, like, and I wanted to be like them, put my suit on and stuff. But now I said, bro, watch the draft this year, bro. Everybody got big Cuban chains on, and custom pendants, and they shining.
Yep.
I said, man, it's just crazy how the eras just changed. I'm like, bro, where they get all this money? Then I realized, like, oh, NIL deals is going up.
For sure.
NIL deals going up, man. NIL is crazy.
I'm at the NBA draft. I was at the NBA draft 2 years ago, and the day before the draft, I forgot the name of the jewelry the jewelry company. But they had a booth in the draft. I mean, in the hotel room for NBA players. Yeah, it was a booth. No, they had a suite. I'm sorry. They reserved a suite in the hotel where the NBA players, the NBA rookies were staying at, where they were able to come out and pick out their jewelry for the draft the next day. So these are guys who haven't got an NBA check yet.
And think about it though. As a young 18, 19-year-old, like, you're not really thinking about what it costs. All you know is that you're finna get paid and you finna get drafted. Little do you know, I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck, big bro. Like, when I first got drafted, I'm thinking like my 3 million. Yeah. I'm thinking my 1.2, my 1.5. That's all me. You feel me? I don't know nothing about no taxes. I don't know about none of that.
So how much, break that down, BP. How much really is 3.2? How much really are you getting? And how much is 1.2 are you getting?
Oh, so out of 1.2, man, you got to cut it in half, depending on which state you in. If it's not Florida or Texas, then it's cut in half for sure. And don't be in a big market where it's New York and Chicago. It might be a little more, Not a little more to taxes, but it's going to be a little more on the cost of living. You feel me? The cost of living a little higher. So you got to take all that into consideration. So it's your 1.2 might turn into 600. Okay, cool. Your 600,000, you go get you a nice car that's 80,000. Okay, you got 520 left. You go buy your mom something. You go buy you a chain. Where your bread, bro, for that year? That whole first year gone.
All like that.
Just like that. It happens fast, bro. It can happen really fast. So guidance is a big thing that the kids need growing up, for sure, coming into the league. So like you just said, whichever company had a booth there in the suite, okay, cool. You go get you a watch, this couple chains, you spent $100,000, bro. You down $100,000 before you even got paid. Even if you got NIL money, why not save that money and do something with it?
Yeah, you're right. And that
I learned my lesson for sure.
No, and that watch and chain, it doesn't increase in value. For sure. So,
and like this is my biggest thing. Like, I had to really look myself in the mirror. Like, going back to the pandemic, you gotta look yourself in the mirror. At the end of the day, when you go to sleep at night, when you brush your teeth for the last time, when you do whatever you do before you go to sleep, the last person you see in that mirror is you, bro. So at the end of the day, you gotta keep it real with yourself. Who do I really have to impress? Who am I really impressing? You ain't got nothing to prove to nobody but yourself. At the end of the day. So that's why having a good team around you. That's why I'm thankful for my Goldman Sachs Wealth Management team for helping me, put me in position to really think outside the box and step outside of myself and get comfortable in, being your true authentic self. Because at the end of the day, you don't need 5 cars, bro. You can't drive them all, bro. You don't need 5 houses, bro. You can't even go to all your houses, bro. Yeah, you got 5 houses, bro. Maybe you need to Airbnb them or something to make some money to help that pay off your house. It's a whole lot of gems that, kids need these days that I think, especially going back to what I said before, having solid veterans on younger teams, because, man, it's getting crazy, man. It's the league only getting younger.
For sure. And BP, man, we're going to end on that note, man. Look, this is a podcast filled with game, filled with gems right there. This wasn't your average pod right here, man. He was showing y'all how this business works on the NBA level, and not just NBA level. Like, when you become, professionally stable, where you're making high 6-7 figures, man, this is the type of game that you should utilize, listen to, take in, to try to help not only you, but your family, your next generation. So, BP, man, it's always a pleasure. Every time I come up to you, man, it's always love, man. I got nothing but love for you, brother. I appreciate you. I'll be in Milwaukee a few times this season doing sidelines for you, man. So I'll hey, BP, I don't know if you know this, but no, get you off real quick. But Giannis Antetokounmpo, his girlfriend, that's my cousin, right?
For real, Mariah?
Mariah, that's my blood cousin. We both from Fresno. That's my crazy cousin, man. Both from Fresno, California. That's my blood cousin, man.
Oh, so shoot, Giannis your cousin now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's my cousin right now, man. You know what I mean? A little, for real. Yeah, that's a little game right there. I didn't know if you knew that, man. I just want to put that on you, BP.
I ain't know that at all.
Hey, I'm still not getting any scoops though. It ain't helped me. You know, it ain't helped me in the scoop category. But hey, man,
I ain't gonna lie,
it's number
man.
love, bro.
It's so low key around here. I don't think no drama ever get made, right? It's so low key, man, around here, man. Nothing going on in Milwaukee, man.
Hey, man.
We had a couple of big skyscrapers or something. Y'all will probably come down here a lot more, man. We got a nice beach down here, though. We got a beach. And we got Lake Michigan.
You said a beach?
We got a beach.
I've never heard of Milwaukee having a beach.
Hey, man. Go to my Visit Milwaukee campaign, man. We'll get you right, man.
Okay, man. I'll check it out, man. I'll check it out when I get there, man.
Go to my campaign, man.
You be safe, brother. I appreciate you coming and taking the time, man.
That was Bobby
Portis of the Milwaukee Bucks coming on the Posted Up with Chris Haynes podcast here on Yahoo Sports. Great conversation, game, gems. He dropped them all. Definitely a must listen. Please subscribe, share. We'll do whatever you got to do to spread this pod episode around. That'll be it right now. Everybody take care. See you next week. Peace.